everybody. How you doing?
Hi. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm actually really good. I got up early. I'm just bright and cheery. I got my flower skirt on for spring. See all my
You
flowers.
do Tai Chi in a skirt? Love it.
And yeah, it's been good.
It has been a very, very good couple of days. Thank you guys for joining us today. Today is April 14th, according to old Gregory, 2025. According to the 13 moon calendar, today is planetary 11. Okay, so planetary is the 10th month. It's the planetary month of manifestation where we perfect, produce manifestation. The quote is, "Admit it, you have wings, vast and golden, like mine." And that's a quote from Fred Lamont. And the totem animal for this month is the dog. And we're going to dial down now to today, which is, like I said, planetary 11. It's the second chakra day. It is kin number 21 and is called the red galactic dragon, guided by life force. So galactic is the tone 8, the 8th tone in the 13-tone wave spell. So another circle will go back up to the white magnetic wizard, which happened 8 days ago. And that was kin number 14. So it's the 8th tone in the white wizard wave spell.
Yes. Okay. All sounds quite convoluted.
Complicated. Seriously, if you're looking to get a little bit clearer, lawoftime.org will educate you.
And we do our best to simplify it and let you know the cycles. Mm-hmm. So we just finished a 20-day cycle of the glyphs. It's the glyphs, right?
Seals.
Yeah. And we finished off yesterday with the sun. Today is the dragon birthing, so we're back around to 1 for another 20-day spin. So it's once again, what are we birthing? What is coming through? What are we receiving for information?
Mm-hmm. So we'll go over to tone 8 and we'll see what we can discover about tone 8.
And tone 8's theme will be about the wizard is the wave spell, as Michael said.
Yeah, so it's tone 8 of the wizard's wave spell. And tone 8's keywords are harmonize, model, and integrity. Quote from Hazrat Inayat Khan: "What is the best way to take in everyday life to lead one to life's ideal? The best way is to consider harmony as the first principle to be observed, that in all circumstances and situations and conditions, one should try to harmonize with one's fellow creatures. Harmony is the most essential thing in life. In plain words, in harmony attracts in harmony, whereas harmony attracts harmony." Having explored the distinct resonances carried by subtle vibrations, we can focus on harmonizing, generating a pleasing combination of elements. So in the first 7 tones of the wave spell, we were dealing with subtle energies, and now we're moving into more in-your-face energies. Galactic energies. So whether this means establishing inner harmony or in relationship with others, tone 8 calls us to align our conduct with our integrity, that we may genuinely model the truths and ideals we believe in. One definition of the code integrity is the state of being whole or undivided completeness, as modeled by the harmonious whole of the galaxy. This tone reminds us integrity requires consistency, unwavering adherence to the wisdom and grace of our personal values. Additionally, harmonization requires not compromise, but pliability, willingness to bend, to meet others, to let go of personal attachments for the greater good. As we each uniquely stand as conduits of harmony, we act as mutual role models for one another, inspiring the establishment of galactic culture, actualizing the harmonious potential of our global society. Here's another quote at the end: "Blessed are they who translate every good thing they know into action. Even higher truths shall be revealed to them." Peace, Pilgrim.
Beautiful.
Indeed.
I love 8. 8 is also the sign of infinity.
It's love.
Yeah. So I was going to talk about the birthing of the dragon. So the first kin here in this book is called Emish. Qualities: source of life, divine nurturance and support, primal mother, undivided primal waters, primal trust and nourishment, receptivity, and self-love. And a lot of this was actually coming through in my wonderful bath this morning, as a lot of information does, because information is in water. And so I found, like, sitting with it, was that this is the feminine, right? So the sun, which was 20, was more of that masculine, but the feminine is more of the receptivity, the nourishment, the softness, and trust. So there was a couple things that stood out for me here. I'll just read a little bit here. It represents the receptive vibration in sound, light, ecstasy, time, space, and form were born. It is the primal spiral of creation, whose face can be seen as the primal mother in sacred union with the spiral of God. The gift of Amish is the power of birthing, the potential of becoming what you truly are, and the offer of sustenance and support and cradling energy after your emergence. Represents the strong protective parent who nurtures the divine child through the power of devotion, the loving support that results from receptivity and primal trust. And so when we talk about trust, that's sometimes a hard thing, I think, for people, like, to just go out on that limb and trust that there will be a step to step on. And primal trust means making choices with no guarantees, knowing that divine nurturance will provide what is needed for your journey. It means making choices moment by moment, implicitly trusting your innate steering mechanism of heart knowing. Primal trust implies surrendering to the will of the divine self, letting go of what your ego deemed to be control of outcomes in your life. It means deeply trusting the process that are at work within your presence of spiral evolution. And the other part of what was coming through was that with water, it's information. So instead of looking outside yourself all over, what book, what research, whatever, because that's all channeled through somebody's
Water.
filters and beliefs and whatnot, it's like going within into yourself and actually getting the answers and trusting those answers is a big thing. And softening our stance a lot. We've been braced for impact
For a long
long
time.
time. So it's like being able to soften and trust in the unfoldment, and we will be protected. We are taken care of. And yeah, so that's me in a nutshell. It's all about the feminine and the softness and the receptivity. And we watched The Chosen. I don't know if you watched that series, but Mother Mary and Elizabeth both had God come to them in dreams and then impregnate them from the unform into form. And even though whoever said whatever on the outside, they knew on the inside the truth. Anyway, that's me, ranting and raving. Sorry for a long
No sorries, it was beautiful. So today, as I mentioned, is a sacral chakra day, which is Darlene's chakra, and the mudra for it across the sacral chakra, the mantra is Hareem. So join us if you are able, and take a nice deep breath in. Red Galactic Dragon. I harmonize in order to nurture.
I harmonize in order to nurture.
Modeling being.
Modeling being.
I seal the input of birth.
I seal the input of birth.
With the galactic tone of integrity.
With the galactic tone of integrity.
I am guided by the power of life force.
Guided by the power of life force.
Quote below, selfless means giving without attachment.
That makes sense. Selfful?
Selfful.
I can't do the selfless. I only can be the selfful.
So we have a new Yi Jing, since it's a red red seal today. That means we're starting a new 4-day codon, and the next 4 days are governed by the I Ching reading called Great Power. Great power, when it befalls a man, is a true test of his character. All of his actions have significant influence upon others. What he says is heard. What he thinks is felt. He has the wherewithal to bring enlightenment and progress to his world, or to lead it into chaos and evil. He can greatly further his inner development or completely exhaust himself. Therefore, the man possessing great power is mostly concerned with correctness. Keep in mind that power is a means, not an end in itself. In applying the available forces to the situation at hand, be certain that your timing is exact and that your actions are correct. That is in the best interest of all concerned. The Chinese point out that actions that combine both correctness and great power represent the true character and tendencies in heaven and on earth. The responsibility of correctness in times of great power is unparalleled in importance, for actions that are inappropriate or incorrect will pull you and others into chaos. There is little question that this hexagram is unusually auspicious in worldly matters. Although blessed with great power, you would be wise to pause and be certain that your proposed objectives are honorable. Take a cue from the past. Do not do anything that is not part of established policy. Unorthodox actions can lead to downfall during powerful times. Be patient too, and wait for the opportune moment before executing your plan. Above all, the influence of great power will be the most evident in direct social situations. You will find yourself in the center of attention. Your influence is tremendous at this time. Your presence does not go unnoticed. Use the power to improve relations and implement good works. When in doubt, adhere strictly to established customs and social order. In this way, you will realize continued support even after the time of great power is past. You will find that you have unusual influence and power in personal relationships. This is definitely a responsibility. Those you love trust you and look to you for leadership. Sensing their dependence, they may look to you for reassurance as well. Maintain now a strictly traditional role. Even innocent deviations from the traditional could end in emotional disaster. Transcend difficulties in your inner development by remaining mindful of your shortcomings. Do not assume that your power indicates strength of character or that it justifies all your attitudes and opinions. This is just another test. Pay special attention to timing, propriety, and goodness in order to fully employ the great power available to you. In bringing enlightenment and progress to others, you strengthen your own sense of health and well-being. Qian, heavenly strength in the lower trigram, firmly establishes the path of goodness. Great movement, Qian, above, carries this out. When you receive this hexagram without change, you must devote yourself to establishing harmony between your self and traditional ideals. Adhering to these ideals will center you, regardless of your opinions of conventional values. This is absolutely necessary in order to give your great power the correct thrust. The thrust out of and beyond what may be a stifling situation.
Wow, that's super
Woo,
powerful.
truth bumps all over me.
Woo! We have great power right now, folks. Use it wisely. Be in alignment. Don't let the ego get in there.
A breath-filled heart is the only place I choose from.
Yeah.
Respond from.
Responsibility.
Yes, able to respond. I trust you are able to respond to this glorious Great Power Day, and I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you are looking to get in touch with Darlene or myself, it's Darlene and Michael Turner at gmail.com. Lawoftime.org, I mentioned earlier, if you want to go a deep dive and do your own research, or if you'd like a little assistance along the way, meet up with our teacher, Quinton, Quinten, Quinton J. Fast, F-A-S-T, at gmail.com, and he will take you by the hand and lead you to your kin, those that support you, and a much deeper dive than we can do in these little daily readings. Anyway, thank you again, guys. We look forward to seeing you all again. I've said again, a few more times. We'll see you next time, guys. Love.
Bye, everyone.